Welcome back. It's time to explore this little area and talk to the 5 lunatics. Scientist gloved and scrubs. Alright, let's see. There are some tables up here. Not. I'll talk to them after I gather up all the stuff. Just because that's how I roll. Alright, let's see. Some fair amount of ammo. And check out the other lower side first. Did I check this one? Yeah. No. Almost missed a footlocker. Yeah, scrap metal's not so bad. I don't see myself using a flamethrower, but you never know. It doesn't hurt to have the fuel around.
Stop hovering. I mean, if you want.
Okay, so that's O there. Oh, let's see. Deluxe chemistry set. I wonder if I can use these every day. I guess maybe it's just once, like the one with thing. I have plenty of stim packs I can make my own. I can't make those other drugs though, so let's see what I made. Psycho, Buff Out, Mentats, Steady, Rebound, and that's it. Okay. And let's see the doors. Anything I can look at? Nope. Let's see, I'm guessing these are each of their rooms. And since O's down at the end, and this was a lot of scrap electronics and things like that, robotic parts, I'll assume this is O's room. And then, let's see. All the mannequins and the obsession with bodies and people. Oh, a hat and some... Ooh, can I take the glasses? Oh no. The glasses fell into the head. Haha. With the glasses. Can't grab the flowers. But I will assume in the teddy bears, this must be in Sexy Sleepwear. This must be Dala's room. Let's see, okay. Now bet the middle is Klein. Wow, remarkably cleaner than everybody else's. He may be a nut, but he's sort of a leader. War book and pictures. Okay, and he had a fancy rug in front of his, and there is Klein's.
Have you done all we asked? If not, we will not hesitate to ask again.
There are 6 of them, so, I wonder if one used to be Mobius's or it's just extra. Alright. Bunch of walkie-talkies and ham radios that I can't take. Bunch of busted ones. So this one's kind of... yeah. I don't think this is 8s. Oh. Now seeing that first aid box makes me wonder if I missed him in the other 2.
I can hear your penis-tipped feet tromping around.
Dude. Just checking for med things since that's all 1 in 1. Yeah, no. So that the communication room, I think was, and because it was locked unlike the others, what he says, must have not been someone's room. So this is either 8s or what that says. Oh, I can't draw a weapon. I was going to draw out a weapon to be able to use the scope to zoom in. If I do this, can I zoom in? No. It's definitely not closer. Huh. I can't read what it was going for. This one is medical. Has animal stuff in here. This is probably Boris, I would bet. Since that he dealt with animals, and there are all these cages. Yeah, and the one in the middle didn't have one of those little popping recharge stations, so it probably was no one's room. And this one, that would leave 8 as the last one. Or wait, yeah, I guess the sound waves guy. They asked if he was into the Mentats, and here are Mentats everywhere. Dr. Mobius's glasses, huh? Well, maybe I'm wrong in the sound equipment, but it had no recharger in there. That wouldn't make sense for it to actually be. So who knows why it's here. But I'm guessing this must be 8's room. Main computer upgrade. Scientist glove mod catalyst solution. Okay. So it adds scientist glove weapon mod. Catalyst solution to vendor. Okay. I didn't realize the glove was a weapon, but I guess like a power fist, it must be some kind of weapon. Some ammo there. That one's not openable. And 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, oops, more boxes. Alright, see if I've missed any boxes or foot lockers along the way, and I'll start talking to people on the other end.
I can hear your penis-tipped feet tromping around.
Yeah, I use the term people quite loosely. Obviously been insane and been here for hundreds of years since the war. God knows how long as these little brains. And floating things. Okay. Okay, and I definitely got that foot locker, and I'm pretty sure I got this. Alright, well maybe I'll start down at this end.
Have you come for hello? Oh, I'll give you a hello. A hello unsurpassed in all creation.
Alright, boys.
The lobotomite animal before me. What other terrifying terrors will plague us in our quest for knowledge? Communists? Communist animals, perhaps? Be warned. Attempt to propaganda me. I will shriek as a frightened babe, calling loyal cyber dogs to my aid. Do you comprehend, commie animal?
Guess he was freaked out by a communist in high school. We're kicking your brains. Okay,
Drama? There is no drama in science. As I learned in high school, science is an intellectual pursuit devoid of bestial emotions. Unless, of course, you are a communist. Like Betsy Bright, who sat next to me in math, and her smoking Confederate Richie Marcus. As I learned in my high school, American High, AHS, drama is for movies, things of fiction. Here in the think tank, the only star is science.
alright. Can't ask him about calling me an animal now.
That castrated nickname of our facility is not its true name. The true name is Big Mountain. Where are your manners? It is our home, threatened by the horrors of Mobius. All we wish to do is continue our research, layer upon layer, above and beneath the floor of the crater, until we have our answers. But no, Mobius will not let us rest, scaring us with his scary robots with their laser tails and blowing up all the time. It was not our first choice of testing grounds, but we no longer have the luxuries of our test cities. Then we lost the mountain. After the explosion, we couldn't find it anymore, so the crater became our testing grounds for science. Yes, in the past, individuals would come to us, pay for technology, and if their town, community, or city was just right, we could use that city as a controlled experiment. Vault-Tec was much better at it, of course. We had to make do, get permission, sometimes. If only we could have used commie cities. But capturing whole cities was hard, so we captured enough commies to make cities of our own. So we had a group of Chinese prisoners to experiment on. Those were the days. But the true test was science on unsuspecting Americans. Whether it was holograms, new autodocs, toxins, vending machines, we wound them up, let them go into tiny, isolated towns. Then we observed. Boom! Yes, quite unexpected and embarrassing. All better now after the landscaping, though. Much more pleasing to our monitors. And the crater helps keep everything inside, because it is bowl-shaped.
Alright. Let's see.
Submit your questions. I shall respond with deadly answers. There is logic and purpose in it. If these technologies are needed to pierce the forbidden zone, so be it. Science is powerful, and in the right hands, our hands, if we had hands, we would be nigh unstoppable.
Yeah, why don't you have hands? Tell me about the fence.
The radar fence protects us all. If evidence is correct, the one who built it is me. It keeps anything with a disembodied brain inside, like us, and anything without a brain also inside. It is the ultimate defense against communist aggression. There'll be no infectious ideas on my watch.
Keeps everything in, not out.
Trapped? Nonsense! We are secure here from evil philosophies. Ever since my anxiety-filled days of powerlessness and being bullied in American high school, I have dreamed of such security as the fence. That and giant cybernetic dogs that would ruthlessly patrol and kill anyone who wasn't my friend, like Richie Marcus and Betsy Bright. Who's laughing now, Betsy? I hope you and Richie are happy smoking in your radioactive coffins. I'm glad you never came to my birthday party.
Alright,
No! Beyond is death, despite mounting evidence to the contrary. No matter where these strange humans wander in from with their ideas and new brains, there is nothing beyond Big Mountain. Enough! Stop filling my precious brain cell units with irrelevant data. You sound like the other visitors, making wild claims of a world beyond, where there is a war beyond war. It is unproven and unthinkable. Bother the other doctors with your crackpot theories. I have no time. None of us do. The malignant tumor that is Mobius plagues us all. His hunger for power, insatiable. From his lair in the Forbidden Zone, his terrifying Robo-Scorpion army clicks and whirs across the crater of Big Mountain, ever seeking, ever stinging. He must be stopped, or all of Big Mountain shall be destroyed. Before you is the brain of Dr. Boros, head of animalogy, beastology, and DNA scrambling technology here at Big Mountain. I lay the bones and hearts of animals bare beneath my searing gaze, especially the dogs. I did so love dogs once. Especially Gabe, that rascal. But there are many animals to shape. Industrious cazadors, the happy-go-lucky night stalkers. They are my living, breathing DNA test tubes.
Yeah, wait, you made these?
Indeed. Docile, curious, safe, sterile. They are contained here at Big Mountain to preserve DNA and for observation. No, such creatures are found only here, for research purposes. They would no more be capable of escape than breeding. I cannot expect a lobotomite to understand the careful surgical castrating procedures used in their creation. Perhaps a demonstration of my castrating power would settle your doubts. Impregnate you? What? Do you want to make me vomit inside my tank? The mere notion makes the edges of my biomed gel crystallize into asymmetrical patterns. Nonsense! That is what you speak. Nonsense from beyond. I was at the top of my high school class in American high school. I knew facts. I knew figures. I knew data. We would know if our research was flawed. It is not. We never contradict ourselves, so do not even try.
Hey, you've gone insane.
In 2000, let's see, carry the 3, then count backwards from the Great Static, or beyond, there were the tarantula debates, and something about hawks, which made it around 2003, May, Tuesday. It was definitely Tuesday. Why are we even debating this? What you ask is of no importance. Mobius besieges us. There are more important things to worry about than data and facts.
Okay. Let me go back into that one and see if I
Before you is the brain of Dr.
Alright. Yeah, I heard all this. I want to find out about the Night Stalkers. Yeah.
Indeed. Docile. Because Big Mountain safety measures are far more sophisticated than their primitive animal instincts. We are their lords and masters. Submit.
Okay, he has nothing else to say.
Until next time, then. Provided there is a next time. For any of us.
Alright, Mr. Old Movie Drama Crazy. And, okay, this is 8, who only speaks in static. Alright. Who are you? Not that I can understand that. Yeah, maybe I should have asked who you used to be. Uh, try that other option, see what it says. Agitated. Yep. Okay, so now I have perception and science that both tell me that it's a Rob Blink terminal protocol. I mentioned Robco earlier. Yeah, I've packed a lot of Robco terminal. I wonder if I can actually fix his voice module. Let's see, it's not my choice. If that's the Robco terminal, doesn't mean it can be hacked. So I'm basically threatening him with this. We'll see where it goes. Oh, I lost karma for doing that. I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Kind of feel bad doing that. I thought I was just threatening him. I don't want to undo it, but oh man, blindly agree with me. I know it won't work on attack protocol. Still, I may need someone on my side in the debate. I hate that I've threatened him. I didn't think it would be a long chain that would wind up that way. Had to be some other way to fire it up. Can we at least talk it over and everything? Tell me about the... Oh, he added magazines for me. Okay, it's kind of a weird conversation. Get Higgs Village. Something about looking for the dog Gabe there, and about looking for other people, because Dala said her teddy bears were there. So his house is there. He might want me to rob it. Oh, there's an emitter code there. Okay, 2 codes, one for the jukebox and one for the opera. Okay. So was that it? Did I get all the conversation options open? Hold on, there was still one more option. Okay, so I can't... I was hoping there was some option to fix his voice module. Okay, save Klein for last. He's up top. Let's start with Dr. O.
Breaking news! Talking lobotomite arrives in think tank. Its purpose, unknown. Undefinable. Its presence here, impossible. Oh, really? Now the lobotomite is a master of the dictionary arts. What, do you have a doctorate in verbology? No? I do. And stop the presses. Just in from my eye monitors. Is that Robco Tech on your arm? It is. What's your agenda bringing that in here?
It's my pit boy.
How dare you bring Robco Tech in here? What are you showing off? How great Robert House and his big company are?
Ooh, we can make Securitrons better than any robot those geniuses at Big Mountain can make, and they'll last 1,000 years.
You're lucky I don't have hands to tear that dip boy off your arm, or feet to stomp on its stupid metal guts. Ugh. Damn Robco. Fine. Ask. I'd have a few left. Let me check. Yeah, there were a few under the monitors here. Here you go. Keeps the place tidy.
Okay,
Big Mountain used to be a mountain. Then there was a slight mishap. Now it's a crater. The dome used to be buried, now it's exposed to the sky. Don't get me wrong. Makes the sky light up like a planetarium at night. All those spectra. So soothing. That genius Mobius somehow cobbled together these really impressive-looking robot scorpions with spare parts. Even painted them. Tried to see what makes them tick. Can't even examine them without them detonating all over me. Left with shrapnel and burns. Every time. Supposedly, he has even larger models, even a giant robot scorpion hidden deep within the Forbidden Zone. Yeah, right. Giant monsters, sure.
probably gonna have to fight him.
Yeah, crazy, right? Something right out of a midnight science fiction feature. Ridiculous. What are the odds?
It's kind of how this got started with a midnight science fiction movie. What do you do here?
All things robotical. You see a robot? I made it. See a broken robot? I made it that way. Deconstructed it down to parts. I have a gift with machines. I can render anything inoperable. Preserve them in a non-functioning state.
Yeah, that doesn't sound that impressive.
Who asked you? You just wait until a working machine threatens you, and you'll wish I was around.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. It wasn't always oh. I just took that one by default because sometimes it's easier to accept a mistake as long as the purpose works. I don't want to get into it. It's a sore topic with me. Makes my gel ripple.
Okay, so if I get a little more speech, I can find out.
Until our next schedule.
Alright, let's see what am I already wearing my... Let's see, what am I wearing? Oh, I hadn't put on my Nuka Break will give me speech +5. That ought to be enough, but I'll put on Daniel's hat for even more speech, just to be sure. And let's see.
Predictable.
Alright, do you have another name?
Yeah.
And we heard that. Sure, I'm a good listener. Got the ears for it.
Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after colostodiuretics. Okay, so my name is an O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the number.
So he's 0. Need intelligence 7 to figure that out?
Yes, thank you. 0. I am 0. How hard is that? A narrow, thin 0. Zero's my name. I'm proud of it, all right? It doesn't get the recognition it deserves. Truth be told, my emotional attachment to it doesn't even register compared to just having people recognize the difference. It's just that they're both sort of round and hollow, so when they monitor scan them, they assume that, oh, it's O. Vivisect me, please.
Oh, I need one more intel. I need a 9 to say that they look alike. Are you kidding? Alright, I'll come back. Gonna take a Mentats. Picked up a bunch of them upstairs, so Mentats give me +1 to my intelligence, or +4 to my intelligence, actually. Who am I kidding? Okay.
What about it? I don't feel like arguing it with you, too.
Yeah, just put a slash, just like they do on computers.
What?
Yeah, it's standard term link code.
Did I shoot myself with a brainial beam or something? That's brilliant. I mean, I would have come to the same conclusion. Eventually. Oh, who am I deceiving? I never would have figured that out. I can't figure anything out. I'm useless.
Yeah, both seem kind of cruel.
Exactly. At least the old name was indisputable. Oh is more like surprise. Oh, look what I stepped in.
Oh, this is because I have the Math Wrath perk. That's there's power in 0. It reduces anything multiplied against it to 0. I can do the O of Discovery, or I'll do this for him.
Well, of course it does. That's the most lethal of mathematics. That's pretty cool, actually. Destroyer of numbers. I already wreck every robot I study. Why not basic arithmetic? I like your solution. With that kind of slash in the middle, I can set myself apart. If I wanted to. The make a 0 in all the think tank. They won't be able to escape it. That diagonal slash right down the middle. Thanks. Talking to you, it really helped unclog some frustration. Talking. What a primitive form of thought-kicking.
Thought-kicking. See if he has discoveries to share now.
You know, hearing my name said like that, it really de-reses my screens. As for discoveries, well, of course. Look at this. Just, built it. Amazing, isn't it?
Some scrap electronics and scrap metal. He broke something down.
You know what? I'm not even gonna pretend. I broke one of the monitors, and those innards start falling out everywhere. If you could just hold on to that for me until, well, forever, that would be welcome.
Alright, I think that's it for him.
Until our next scheduled audio transmission and reception, then.
And he's so far the most likable of these nuts. Oh, my guns
I
were
love
off.
to hear you breathe.
Okay, here's the creepy pervert.
You are an unusual specimen to so boldly walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank, fearless and proud as a teddy bear. Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear, most lobotomites dare not approach us, let alone speak to us. Yet you have no such fear. Facing me, epidermis flushed with blood, plasma running molten beneath, your face contorting with muscular expression. Will you indulge me? Say a few words. Face towards the monitors, please, so that I might record it for further examination.
Yeah, she's kind of sleazy.
Yes, go on. Seeing your lips and mouth forming the words, both revolting and somehow... How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? To control each muscle and the tongue, like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug lolling and flopping in one's malval cavity.
Malval cavity. Alright, teddy bear. I actually do have teddy bears that I took out of a room. Let's see what that does.
Whatever for. No, I like teddy bears.
Okay.
Teddy bears come in many sizes. Your size is what intrigues me the most. Some say that teddy bears can't be living, breathing things. They are wrong. They are large biological forms, breathing, heaving, snarling, coughing. Lobotomites are my teddy bears. Oh, yes.
Okay, kind of a freak.
What? Nonsense.
Okay. I think I had this option instead of speech earlier when it had perception 8 at the beginning that I could follow through this.
What? What are you doing? Stop it. Why? Why are you making me partake in this filthy formography?
I leveled up from passing these checks.
Enough. I am already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me. I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my thoughts. All that skin and muscle and tissue. Perhaps there is value in what you say. I did so enjoy breathing once, long ago.
So I could tell her I could come back and breathe, or I could threaten her. Let's see.
Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my gel might run over. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo. Woo. Purple, purple, woo. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Purple. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Whew. Last little bit there. Thank you, lobotomite.
Okay, that's just a little creepy.
Oh, removing it is a simple procedure. Well, except the complications it can cause to the heart and spine. But once the heart and spine are gone, no trouble at all. Clamp the subject down. One laser incision around the skull. Crack, snip, done. The brain is finally free of the skin envelope, which is then kept automated for cleanup duties around Big Mountain. Lobotomites. With you, however, something is definitely wrong. We've never had a lobotomite who kept speaking after being forcibly lobotomized. I am relieved the pacification field is working. If it didn't, I would broadcast some concern to my colleagues about safety protocols. That is a good question. My theory is that the Tesla coils in your brain pan are still connected to your brain somehow. It really could be anywhere. Brains are a lot smarter than most researchers give them credit for. We still have your spine and heart. If you were to somehow find your brain, wherever it sloped off to, you could humanically reduce yourself again. It is the pacification field emitters that are broadcasting into the emptiness of your skull. Without a brain, your aggression is suppressed in here. Why would you want such a thing? You might surrender to your hormones and commit primal aggression on me, on us, again and again. Then I would have to return the favor, activating my vivisectors and gently lobotomizing you from behind. Not something I would relish doing.
Okay.
No, the only way to circumvent the field is to have a brain, and we extracted that like we do all the lobotomites here. An interrogation. How fascinating. Please begin. Dr. Mobius, a monstrous brain creased with wrinkles of 1,000 evils, with but one jaundiced eye with which to perceive the world. Exiled from the think tank for crimes too heinous to remain in recorded memory, and perhaps differences in research methodology. His one terrible eye forever peers at us, an eye of ever-increasing magnification. He watches from his dome in the Forbidden Zone, spying on us all. It'll all become clear. If not, at least we will have the technology here at the Dome, where all technology belongs. When we have all the technology, all the answers, we can share it with the world, piece by piece. All will be in order, and all will be like Big Mountain. This mountain, now crater, encompasses the sum total of knowledge of humankind. It is Big Mountain, where all questions can be answered. You'll see, no matter what your questions, Big Mountain will provide the answers, as it has done for so many before you. Oh yes, we've had other subjects visit. It's why we had to calibrate the pacification field and warm up our brainial beams and vivisectors. Only a short time ago, we had 3-1 subjects arrive, and they ruined several experiments, and even injured 2 of our staff. It is a shame their brains left with them. With you, however, we have taken precautions to ensure that problem won't repeat itself. We've conditioned you so you can't speak of this place, discuss our secrets, or attempt to use force against us in any way. Isn't that nice?
I have to get my brain back.
Because 3-1 is 2. 2 spoke to us, one after the other. One mean, one curious. But there was a third we didn't speak to. The last one is the -1. It got traumatized, then taken to one of our medical centers for de-traumatization. A rather unsettling procedure. Ask Dr. O. And you could have asked 8 once, until he was severely damaged in the attack. We like him better this way.
So he used to be able to speak.
An interrogation? How fast? Why, my little bear of teddiness. I am Dr. Dalla, first head chief researcher of mineralogy and medicinal sciences. I have 211 doctorates in both applied sciences and techniques to apply those sciences. I also possess a degree in curiosity and advanced curiosity. That is merely schooling, however. When possible, I prefer fieldwork and observation to holotape eidetics. It has proven useful, especially now. I have become the expert on humanology and lobotomite behavior here at Big Mountain. My research doesn't descend into formography. It is only science. Why, we create not only scientific marvels here at Big Mountain, but new sciences as well. Everything can be quantified, categorized, and dissected until every group can be subgrouped or partitioned. What is a name without a title or suffix for the sake of hierarchy? It is a long-standing quantification of personality and importance. We could not do without it. Surely you must be aware of the gravity of such attached appellations, just as surely as you must have a title. Oh, a mailman. A delivery man. Someone who takes parcels from place to place using their primitive feet or similar conveyance. You are the second one I've met in recent times. Very different specimens. Of course. You must have met others in your travels. This one had met other couriers too, although it sounded as if he hadn't met the correct one. He asked us all many questions, and then he asked a most perplexing one. We had to segment the event out of our memories for safety. I do not know, nor should we try to access it. Perhaps Klein has the logs. My evaluation would be to let your own curiosity go. I do not think that Klein remembers the conversation as being satisfactory.
See if it gives me that other
No.
option where it could tell the others.
Teddy.
Oh.
Very well.
Okay, so I can't... Once I chose not to threaten her, and it might have been as bad as threatening the other guys, so maybe it's good that I just let her perv out. Okay.
Until our next interaction, my intriguing little lobotomite.
Oh, and we leveled up during that, I forgot. So I definitely want to take my guns to 75. And that leaves me with 2 extra. And sneak, speech, barter. Keep boosting my speech a little. I think the 2 that I'm going to try to get to 80 next are guns and speech. And I'll work some more on explosives and survival. And let's go. Alright, let's see. Check the bottom first, because that's where brand new ones will show up. Just don't read books, I tear into them. Damaged books you pick up. Oh, so there are lots of those little burned and whatever books that are worthless become blank magazines, which you can use to copy your existing skill magazines at a workbench, or convert blank magazines back to books. Oh, wow. So I can make more magazines. That is, it'd be hard not to take that. Less damage to companions. Can remove my radiate. Okay, the health doesn't work in hardcore, and I'm playing hardcore. Alright, I'm going to take this. This is awesome. And I gained the concentrated fire perk. I assume for taking my guns up higher. Let's see what that is. Perks. Oh, if I keep shooting the same thing, I get more and more accurate when I'm doing bats. Okay, well, I may have gone a little long because these conversations have been longer than I thought, but let's talk to Klein.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated.
Okay. Whew. So...
Oh, yes, the last visitor. Well, the one just before you. Had an interesting name from some language that's almost impossible to speak. What did we speak about? Melancholy fellow. Had questions about history, but our conversation got interrupted. Twice, I believe. Once when the trains got derailed, and then a second time. Oddly enough, now that I'm accessing my databanks, I don't recall what the second time was. Mobius's incessant transmissions keep distracting me. Also, we didn't brain scrub the visitor. He may have left with some knowledge he shouldn't have. I believe, maybe. Oh well, I'm sure it's of no consequence. I don't make many mistakes in calculation or perception, so probability favors me.
I don't think so. So we still don't know. It's the other courier.
Why, yes. We are filled with the knowledge you speak of. If you wish to know more, simply ask the others. They can help you.
Right, I wonder if I gotta run around and ask them again, or if... I don't know.
I am Dr. Klein, Chief Head Researcher of Logistical Operations and Ideology here at Big Mountain. I am surprised you have not heard of me. I am first in my field, first chair, as it were, back in the days of chairs.
Okay, yeah, I like to say impossible too.
This is the think tank, the nerve center of Big Mountain, the greatest research center known to man, and to us. Here we test and test and test some more in the name of science, atomic power, nuclear power, and scientific power. Yes, because the intellectually challenged see an M and a T next to each other and take Occam's razor to it. While you are here, you will refer to this place properly, and you will do the same with the other scientists here. It's a side effect of the cerebral scrubbing. It won't stop you from excreting, or asking questions, apparently. I have to correct that next time. Hormonal aggressive tendencies are actively suppressed, however. They are a no-no and not permitted in the think tank. The scrubbing also ensures your silence to keep Big Mountain safe. This facility is top secret, and you cannot speak of it to anyone outside of Big Mountain. Should have done it with the last batch, and the anti-aggression scrub. We had to take precautions after the last visitors. They caused a great deal of damage in a short time. Should have made sure they couldn't mention Big Mountain once they left. An oversight. Dr. 8 and Dr. O could tell you more. Dr. O more than 8. The battle against the visitors damaged 8's voice module. Suffice to say, those visitors are unwelcome. They stole a great many secrets and much technology. Impertinent. They also broke one of my trains. That glowing red scar? That laser lobotomy canyon maze carved in the landscape as if by some child? It is Mobius's fortress. From that hemorrhoidal fissure, he sends his amazing robo-scorpions to terrify and irritate us. He always tended to the dramatic. Dr. Mobius was not the horrifying creature you saw upon the screen, twisted by science. He was once one of us, a friend. He researched in directions contrary to the think tank. Brains, 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 always about the brains. So we exiled him. He says he left of his own volition, but that was to save him the embarrassment. Now he sends his intelligence-consuming scorpions from the Forbidden Zone to plunder the secrets of Big Mountain. He is a menace. Dr. O is certain of his findings, and no one else in the think tank is willing to test the results. Loss of brainial power. Terrifying. O has said on many occasions his inability to comprehend Mobius's robo-schematics is because of repeated robo-scorpion stings.
Okay, wonder if I could have tried the other one. What was that in? Was that under... Who was Mobius? Let's see. Yeah.
I'm not certain. Perhaps it only affects machines. If so, you may be immune. If it is chems, then we have nothing to fear. Since we are afraid, it must not be chems, and you need not fear, which means you can test it. Logical.
Alright.
Ask Boros. I believe he knows more about the fence than any brain. Except maybe Mobius. Mobius was involved in their construction, if I recall. But he's such a hack, he probably was reading off Boros' notes and schematics. Well, we didn't actually do it. We tried to clean up after, as always, but usually the auto dock runs on remote. But we programmed it, or Mobius did. Still, this new wrinkle with the Tesla coils in your skull was unexpected. I mean, we predicted we'd have a breakthrough eventually, but Dala knows more. She supervised your spine peel and the heart circumcision, then dumped them both into the tanks in the sink above. Quite sanitary. Sure took her time. She always takes longer than projected with lobotomite surgeries. Not sure why.
She's a pervert.
Yes. In all probable likelihoods, yes. Possibly. That it may have gone to Mobius is merely an inkling. I don't know why, but it may be something involving the surgery code. Actually, I don't know. All I know is it misplaced itself, or it floated off. They get into robots sometimes and go on a tear. Mobius's legacy code was in the old auto dock. Yes, it fried itself after your procedure, so he couldn't tell for sure. It is unfortunate. We would have benefited from knowing how the breakthrough occurred. Even if we installed another chip, the information is lost. Yes, always leaves back doors into things. Have to keep finding them and closing them. The auto dock is now erased of his routines. It was thorough. Only Mobius would know for sure what happened with the procedure. Perhaps. Well, and your brain, of course, it would know as well. It can communicate the procedure when we examine it. It is conceivable to trace its surgical scalpel prints once we have the brain. Might take some time, but your brain has no pain nerve to scream at us while we dissect it. Convenient. I detest screaming in my lab. Why does he seek our destruction? Why did he build robot scorpions with intelligence training stingers? It is because he hasn't cleaned his biogel in a long time. Clearly he's got some sort of psychological corrosion. He's mad. More? Very well, do your asking then.
Alright, let me see. There was another choice in here
Well,
somewhere.
yeah.
No, I guess not. What other one? Is it under the pylons, maybe? Nope. Alright.
Yes, a most goodbye.
Alright, so he had me talk to O and 8, and we'll just go see if any of them have extra
The
stuff.
lobotomite return
Okay. No.
until...
Okay, so they probably don't have new stuff. I'll check with 8 just to see. Yeah, here we go. Can you tell me about the attack? So one of the visitors damaged, you reprogrammed it. It. So, alright, well, I'll check the last two. Might as well.
And you return. Looping, yes. It is a scientific fact that hormones drive a percentage of lobotomites into recursive behavior patterns. We haven't researched this, as my colleagues care little about the behavior patterns of lobotomites once their brains are removed. It is why so many are littered around the facility, like skinvelopes, discarded after they are peeled open and the contents extracted. It varies according to the number and density of lobotomites that have infected an area. In 43% of observed cases, two lobotomites left alone will fight for dominance or inject bodily fluids into each other's orifices. Unsanitary. I have tried to observe more cases, but subjects seem unwilling to release bodily fluids in my presence.
Ugh, okay. God, there was another option at the beginning.
Until...
Let me see.
And you return...
Okay, I have questions I need answers to. That's what's...
How randomized? Ask your questions then.
It was just the same.
Until our next interaction, my intriguing little lobotomite.
Right. And, oh, where's the...
Predictable. The lobotomite specimen returns. Its purpose? Repetition. Chances of success? High.
Alright.
I don't like to talk about it. 8, he can't talk about it. They fried his voice module. Something good. It wasn't all the visitors, though. Only one of them got out of control. He's the one that took control of Little Yangtze, our old human farm. This human, I can't believe it. He broke out of the think tank in seconds. Then he went for Yangtze, got bomb collars, and started practicing on the subjects that were still there until he got the right frequency. We were sending robots to stop him, and he was slicing and cutting through their shells with some souped-up laser gun like they were cheese paper. When he hacked into the mainframe, A tried to stop him and got fried. Me? He rerouted my processors to take control of the train network here. If you see the tunnels with the trains plowed into them, you can thank our visitor for that. He wrecked the whole place. While we were trying to keep containment on the surface, turns out he used one train to punch out a tunnel and escape. Sealed now, but... 2 other human specimens. One arrived not long after the troublemaker, and the last one, not sure when he showed up. Thought the first one was going to be lobotomized in Y-17. She got out somehow. The last subject, Klein might know more. He talked to him, and let him leave the think tank. Hope he knew what he was doing. Klein knows things we don't. And I think he told some of those things to the last visitor. Dangerous things if they ever got out. Until our next scheduled audio transmission and reception, then.
I have a feeling that the other courier was the one who did all the bad stuff. But there's a woman and someone else, too. So let's go back home to the sink. And next episode, I'll start by trying to figure out how to activate things and whatnot. Sorry if this one ran a little long. Thanks for watching. See you next time.